My name is Gary Savage, and in this video, I'd like to give you a bit of guidance into some things to consider when you're designing your new home. Some are obvious, but others you might not have thought about. I'll start with the public areas of your plan, meaning the parts of your home used by visitors. This includes areas like the living room, the kitchen, the dining room, and the foyer. I'll talk about the more private rooms in another video. Let's start with the program or the list of the things you'd like to have in the plan. Think about the ceiling height that you'd like to have. Back in the day, most homes had standard 8-foot ceilings, but today the normal height is 9 feet with a few raised ceilings in some select areas. You may want to add a box ceiling, or maybe in a master bedroom that would really look good, and it'll give you a 10-foot ceiling height. You could even add molding around the boxed area and get a really nice look in the room. A sloped or a cathedral ceiling in the living room is nice, but the majority of living areas I draw today are simply raised to 11 or 12 feet high. You don't want to get too carried away with the ceiling height though, since you can actually lose some coziness in the room. I've seen living areas with high ceilings that make you feel small, sort of like sitting in a huge hotel lobby with super high ceilings. Another thing I would caution a bit here is just not to get too carried away, since you actually have to heat and cool the entire high ceiling area, and that drives up your utility bill, and in these days, that's a tough thing. Many floor plans today have what's called an open concept, with the living area open into the living or the dining and maybe into the entry. But if that's not for you, the rooms can still be separated by cased openings or, say, French doors that lead into a more formal dining area. But back to the living room, think about whether you'd like to add some cabinetry with gas logs or even a TV space. Just consider the overall size you'll need for the living room when you're making a decision. Now, the kitchen, that's the heart of the home. The majority of the kitchens today have an island with a snack bar, which is great for eating quick meals together. So think about if you'd like to have the kitchen sink, though, on the island or located back on the base cabinets. Some folks prefer it on the outside wall, though, with the window above it. If you'd like to cook like I do, you may want to have more than just one oven. You could build an oven-microwave combo into the cabinets and have a separate range, which would give you 2 ovens for larger meal prep. You could also add a pot filler over the range for an added convenience. Those are popular nowadays. Since there are a lot of cabinet configurations, just look around and find something that appeals to you. I can usually fit whatever you come up with into your plan, whether it's from a photo or maybe just a layout that you found somewhere. As far as the refrigerator, most are designed to fit in a 3-foot space, but you may want a larger model which could be worked into the kitchen layout. You also might want an additional freezer, but I usually recommend an upright just because it's a better use of the floor space and it's easy to access the contents. But it's not necessary to have it in the actual kitchen itself. You can locate it in a nearby utility room or even the garage or the carport. Walk-in pantries or pantry closets are always a good choice too. And a butler's pantry can be nice for large gatherings because it can give you some additional cabinetry area between the kitchen and the formal dining room to have food trays and such for serving. And you can even add a small bar sink and have a nice little morning coffee area in the butler's pantry. Now, the dining room can be a separate formal room, or it can be located directly by the kitchen in the open format I spoke about earlier. If it's more formal, you could even build in a hutch cabinet. That is, unless you have grandmother's hutch that's just has to be shown off. The entry area of the design can be an entry foyer with a small coat closet, or sometimes the front door just opens directly into the living area. It's just a matter of preference. There are no rules here. It usually is dictated by the floor plan that you want to go with, or even the front that you've chosen. That's about it on the public areas of the plan. And in the next video, I'm going to be talking about the private areas of the plan. And if you have any questions, just remember, give me a call or send me an email, and I'll be glad to help out. Thanks for watching.